today we are going to play. We are going to have an undead guide, Necromancer that is. So let's start the game. I'm of course going to show off only the some of the parts that are most essentially important for this guide. So first I'm having computer on easy just so I can showcase you this part, the build, and of course later in game I will show you how it looks against real people after this run. So let's get into it. So this is against a computer, a bot, right? So we are going to see it. So you put your acolytes up here, you get the goo up there, get 2 acolytes on the gold mine, you get the crypt. Now this is the first building you want to make, and then the graveyard. You put these 2 buildings next to each other. After that you get right back to the gold mine. Next you want always to have the hero. So as soon as you get the gold and the wood for the hero, you are going to build it over here. 1 second. As you can see, the most essential part of this guide is to wall off your gold mine and your workers, just so enemies cannot harass you in the early game. So you put a ziggurat here so you can get later back to your economy. Because with no ziggurats, I hope you know this by now, you cannot create units. And build a tomb of relics over here. 1 second. Yeah, over here, right next to the altar. You would usually put this building over here, but since you can't, then you put it over here right next to the altar. So the hero you want to be going for is either the stone giant or the night stalker for first heroes. You go then for the lich, and then you go for, you will see anyways. I usually you would go for the night stalker, but depending on the race you pick the stone giant. You're going for the unholy armor. You get 3 ghouls, 4, just so you can chop off the wood and get as much lumber so you can get to tier 2, which is essential for the early game. You go for the rod of Necromancer. This is very essential for this guide. You will have, this is the item you will buy for the whole game. You will get this ghoul with you, and the first camp you go is this one. You're going to take it, and as you see, I took the vampiric aura, just so you want to save as much as ghouls as you can, just because you don't want any losses. Yes, by that said, you want to camp this for the first one. And after that, you will use the rod of Necromancer, and you go for this camp up here. So you first want to clear all the green camps on your side of the map, and you want to get as much as ghouls in early game as possible, get for the T3 as soon as possible, and you get it right now. Then you go for the unholy strength. Yeah, as you can see. And you are going to use the staff of Necromancer as much as possible. And take always one of these skeleton warriors so you can just see what he is doing. And you'll go for the carrier swarm for now. You will see why. Because it is very essential for this part of the early game. You need that extra damage. And here you go, you see what I mean with that. There goes that ghoul that we needed. We get the skeletons. And of course you use Q as much as possible, but that's why you took it. And you use the staff of Necromancy again. You go to the base and you take another staff. This is very good. And of course you always take the items, and you always want the extra items, so that you can get in the early stages of the game. You will need this later by a necromancer, stuff a necromancer, and you will start to harass. Now what I mean by this is you want to weaken his economy as much as possible. That is by killing ghouls or acolytes. That's what we were talking about in the early game. Now this is important. We'll build another ziggurat, and we'll build the Temple of the Damned. Now in these structures you will get the necromancers. The reason why I'm talking about this so much is because I'm going to make the beginner guide. And look at this. You want to go into harass. You want to kill as much acolytes as possible while you are here. And you run. That's the essential guide. If you can, you run with no problems. And you will need this also, this building. It's called Slaughterhouse. Basically, if you play Dota or something, it's QWER, or the golden letters, as you can see. Those are the hotkeys. As you can see, I'm pressing B, and that makes you.
Yes.
That gives you the shortcut of this.
My fate is sealed.
That is like a shortcut for the buildings or anything you want to do in Warcraft. Skills, almost anything. Now you have the names of the buildings. This is a ziggurat. Most of you probably know this. If you don't, I'm just going to talk about this. I feel just because I have newer viewerships, and I'm pretty sure that nobody doesn't know a lot about this. So in any case, you want to make as much as ghouls as possible and put them on the wood.
The damned stand ready. Where shall my blood
Now
be
you have
spilled?
this 6th acolyte. On the gold mine you only
My
want
light for
5.
Thy
Because that's the max number of acolytes you can have on the gold mine. So with this ghoul you want to search out what is happening on the map. It's pretty basic with most of those
summon is complete.
builds or almost anything. And now for the first hero you want to go for Dreadlord.
Where shall my blood be
Now
spilled?
this is that acolyte, we sent him somewhere here on the map.
Thy bidding,
Let me
Master.
see. As you can see,
I wish only to serve.
he's going here, over there. So this guide is most likely going to be focused on ghouls. You want to research the unholy armor first, then as soon as it is possible, you want to get the Halls of the Dead, which is pretty important later in game. So this is your hero, Dreadlord.
That was my plan.
You want to buy the Rod of Necromancer. Now this is going to be
I must hunt soon.
pretty basic,
Very well. Death
My
grip.
light for Nezul.
the pretty basic layout for any undead guide. So
What? Mortal.
you get this, it's called the Vampiric Aura. You will get,
Where shall my blood be spilled?
as you can see when you use the Rod of Necromancer, you get
Mortal.
Skeleton
What
Warriors.
is it now?
Those are the main units for the late game. You want for the Halls of the Dead, or Tier 2. I will call it Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, just because it's faster to pronounce and say. And of course use your graveyard. It is a structure that has a lot of corpses.
What?
You use it
You thought of that?
and you get to this brown camp.
Agreed.
In any case, build ghouls and then go for the unholy strength.
What is it now? What? Mortal. I hunger.
You want to micro because most of your units are going to die if you don't. So you get most of the camp. You use the rod. You focus. There goes the second. So the key here is to get as least of the units to die. So you don't want your whole army dying right to ruin your economy.
Research complete.
What is it now?
So you buy another rod as soon as you can. You use it.
Very well. What is it now?
You build more ghouls. You go again
Thought of that?
for the camps. You go Spirit Tower first.
I must hunt soon. Agreed.
You want to get as much as ghouls as possible. Now, in the second run on this brown, you want to and he has the least armor. All of these other units have armor, which makes them tankier as the game goes on.
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that?
In this guide you will need to get
That was my plan.
this, which will be very good later in game for healing units. A-bombs and such thing, abominations I mean. Very useful, very useful.
What is it now?
We want to get to the sentry wards.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
I must hunt soon.
Want to get to this
That was
blade
my
master.
plan. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that?
Trying to defend
Very well.
as much as
You
possible.
thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed.
I don't trust this
That
guy.
was my plan.
Now, in any case, this is the part of the game where you want as much as Necromancers as possible. This is why you build 2 of them in the early game. 2 of the Temples of the Damned. You want to get the Banshees and everything.
Our town is under attack.
Heard the summoned soul. What, mortal? Speak. I must hunt soul.
What does the shadow will?
Intriguing.
This better be the dead shall serve.
So, he probably
Let
thinks
darkness guide shadows beckon. Or the Lich
that I
King.
can't do nothing
does
with
the
these
shadow will?
units.
Must be believed. My might cannot be matched. That was my plan. I'll consume the living and the dead. What is it?
Pretty good. I got him off my tail.
Agreed.
You never want a Blade Master harassing you.
Our forces are under attack.
Time is fleeting.
This is an illusion.
Must be believed.
Thy bidding, master. I gladly obey.
You want to close this off
My fate is sealed.
and get the unholy armor
The dead shall serve.
again.
What, mortal?
Control.
I must hunt. I serve only the frozen throne.
And expansion.
You thought of that?
Build a worker. Yes, I was right. I don't have enough
What is it now?
money anymore.
Research complete. Research complete.
My life for Nazul.
I gladly stand ready.
I will.
More gold is required.
What, mortal?
Research complete.
Thy bidding, master. Summoning is
More
summoning
gold is
complete.
required.
Summoning
More gold is
complete.
required. More gold is required.
Greetings.
I wish only to serve.
More gold is required. More gold is required. More gold is
You want the
required.
gold mine,
My fate
and
is
then
sealed.
as soon as possible building the necropolis
More gold is required.
and try to
What?
defend these areas.
That was my
Of
plan.
course, help your friends in the attack zone. That's usually what defend
I
this.
bow to your
More gold is required. More gold is required.
Greetings.
summoning is complete.
Research complete. This better be good.
What is it now? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. What, mortal?
Our gold mine is nearly
I must hunt soon.
better be good.
What, mortal? Very well. That was my plan.
So in any case, you are helping your friends. Use the necromancer stuff.
What?
Use the Necromancers. Let them keeping spawning these Necromancer
This better be good.
stuff. Destroy the buildings.
What does the shadow wish?
In any case, this is a pretty OP build.
This better be good. What does the shadow will? Tremble before the scourge. The restless dead await.
GG, boys! We won! I was mainly supporting my friend, but it ended up well. So yes, very good, very good.
наушник искра, ухо прописка, писька сосиска, чисто, быстро. Наушник искра, ухо прописка, писька сосиска, чисто, быстро. Наушник искра, ухо прописка, писька сосиска, чисто, быстро. Наушник искра, ухо прописка, писька сосиска. Golden row, biggest first we run show. Beat for beat, the hardest that we need. Go mix up the golden row, biggest first we run show. Beat for beat. Oh,